When former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris took the stage, it was their first face-to-face meeting. The two shook hands, took their spots, and then battled it out. A highly anticipated moment.
Kamala Harris, let's have a good debate.
Nice to see you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris meeting on the debate stage. It was an evening full of tense back and forth as the two strived to present themselves as the best option for voters, taking on topics like border security.
Why are we allowing these millions of people to come through on the southern border?
He'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
Abortion rights.
They've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. And through the genius and heart and strength of 6 Supreme Court justices, we were able to do that.
In over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans, which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life.
And the economy, the top issue for voters right now.
I am actually the only person.
We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world.
People all across America were watching, but it's the opinions of those in the battleground states that could really make a difference. Like here in Pennsylvania, where polls show a neck-and-neck race. Now, Trump won the state back in 2016, but it flipped for Biden in 2020. The candidates now have less than 60 days to make their case to voters. Reporting in Philadelphia, I'm Julia Benbrook.
This morning, it's not clear if there's going to be a second debate before voters hit the polls come Election Day in November. Both campaign teams seem to suggest they'd be in favor of it, but can't seem to agree on much else after a fiery first meeting between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. An historic first meeting between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris may have started with a handshake.
Kamala Harris. Have a good debate.
Nice to see you. Have fun.
Thank you.
But the gloves quickly came off.
What we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess.
She doesn't have a plan.
Harris drawing contrast with Trump by framing herself as an advocate for the middle class and framing her opponent as in it only for himself.
Donald Trump has no plan for you.
While Trump attempted to tie Harris to President Joe Biden's record,
The people of our country are absolutely dying with what they've done.
in a wide-ranging debate, the two clashed over a number of critical issues, from reproductive rights.
We did something that everybody said couldn't be done, and now you have a vote of the people on abortion.
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade.
To immigration and border security.
Why hasn't she done it? They've had 3.5 years to fix the border.
What we have in the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
To their visions of and for the country.
We all have so much more in common than what separates us, and we can chart a new way forward.
Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation, and it happened 3.5 years ago.
After the debate, Trump said it was the best of his debates he's done and the 7 that he has participated in, despite baselessly telling Fox News this morning the debate was rigged against him. Harris told her supporters that she is still the underdog in this race. Both the teams are participating in 9/11 remembrance ceremonies today. In Philadelphia, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
The body language battle started fast, with the vice president striding deep into the former president's half of the stage and all but forcing him to shake her hand, then immediately putting him on defense.
My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump's sales tax.
First of all, I have no sales tax.
Trump spent most of the night staring grimly ahead, rarely glancing her way no matter what she said.
You're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact.
while Harris watched him, smiled, put her chin in her hand,
It's weaponization.
and seemed more at ease with each moment, at least to former FBI senior profiler Joe Navarro.
She looked at him with laser-like focus and did not hesitate at all.
It was a far cry from Trump's triumphant stance when facing his fans, and a telling exchange came when Harris attacked those very events.
People start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
Trump's lips pursed, his eyes widened.
He was alarmed by it. Anytime we're surprised or alarmed, we tend to open our eyes to let more light in. I think this is one he never anticipated.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
At one point, Trump lifted part of Harris's act from a 2020 vice presidential debate with Mike Pence.
In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
And Harris drew a few cautions from debate watchers over the risk of appearing too smug or reveling too much in Trump's legal problems.
In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
One noted pollster posted, "She needs to train her face not to respond. It feeds into a female stereotype and, more importantly, risks offending undecided voters."
Following their first face-to-face meeting on the debate stage,
Kamala Harris.
Vice President Kamala Harris argued it showed the American people what's at stake in November.
We've got some work to do because, listen, I think that we think today was a good day, and it kind of was. But we have 56 days to go, and guys, we're still the underdogs in this race.
Former President Donald Trump worked the spin room after, claiming the moderators were, quote, very unfair. But he also believes it was his best debate.
It was my best debate ever, I think. And it was very interesting. It showed how weak they are, how pathetic they are, and what they're doing to destroy our country and the border with foreign trade, with everything.
Shortly after the debate wrapped, the Harris campaign called for another round. But will we see a rematch? After several days of back and forth,
I think that, are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. But we'll think about it.
Trump took to Truth Social on Thursday, answering the question, writing, quote, "There will be no third debate." Meanwhile, we're still waiting to see if their debate performances will impact voter views. At a rally shortly after Trump's post, Harris continued to push, saying, quote, "We owe it to the voters to have another debate." Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
So because we've done 2 debates and because they were successful, there will be no third debate. It's too late anyway. The voting's already begun. You got to go out and vote.
华人看世界尽在华人资讯网好视频。